Hello, dear students. Welcome into the first lecture on complex symmetric titration. In previous lecture, we have completed the topic redox titration. Myself, Mr. Mangesh Bale, I am working as an assistant professor at Gokhale Education Society's Arts, Commerce, and Science College, Jawar. So, from today onwards, we are going to start the new topic from the unit number second, that is complex symmetric titration. So, in this topic, we are going to see introduction and the titration curve for metal EDTA titration. Okay, so all of you know what is the complex formation. That means the any sample solution. Suppose we will consider the magnesium sulfate as a sample solution. When we add the titrant as a EDTA solution into the magnesium sulfate solution, the EDTA form a stable complex with the magnesium. Okay, now we will see actually the introduction of the complex symmetric titration. So the complex symmetric EDTA titration, a complex symmetric titration is one of in which a soluble undissociated stoichiometric complex is formed during the addition of titrant to the sample solution. Just I told you the example of magnesium sulfate and EDTA. Complexation reaction involves formation of coordinate bond between a donor group and the acceptor group. That means just we have seen the example of magnesium sulfate and EDTA. In that case, magnesium and the oxygen molecule of the EDTA, there will be formation of what? The coordinate bond. There are some basic terms used in complex formation or complexation reactions that are there are total three terms. First term will be the complex ion. What is meant by complex ion? It is an entity in which a metal atom or ion, usually called the central atom, is coordinately bonded to one or more electrodonating groups. See, complex ion means what? Central metal ion. Suppose magnesium forms stable complex with EDTA, that is magnesium will be the complex ion or central metal atom that will be coordinately bonded to the electron donating group, that means the oxygen molecule of the EDTA. Okay, this is the actually complex ion. Now the ligand. Here ligand will be what? In our example of above what? EDTA. The molecule or ion which donates at least one lone pair of electrons to the suitable acceptor like the central metal atom or ion forming the coordinate bond is called as ligand. See, ligand is what? EDTA. Suppose we will consider EDTA. That EDTA molecule which consists of at least one lone pair of electron. Oxygen, there will be one lone pair always available in the EDTA, right? So that will be suitable to accept the metal atom, central metal atom, and it will form the coordinate bond. That will be called as what? A ligand. A ligand is termed as monodentate, bidentate, depending upon the number of electrons pair it donate from different sides to form covalent bonds. For example, ligand like H2O, NH3, which are attached to the central ion at only one point are called unidentate ligands. That means H2 and NH3, these are the monodentate or unidentate ligands. Why monodentate ligand? Because of in that there is only one electron donating groups, that is oxygen and nitrogen. That's why it will be the monodentate ligand. Molecules or ions which two coordinating sites like ethylene diamine are called bidentate ligands. Ethylene diamine, that will be the bidentate ligands. Then third term will be the stability constant. A stability constant is an equilibrium constant for the formation of a complex in a solution. Or another definition of that, it is a measure of the strength of the interaction between the reagents that come together to form the complex. This is the stability constant. The complex formation reaction is a reversible reaction which attains equilibrium. The equilibrium constant obtained using the law of mass action during the formation of a complex from metal and ligand is called as a stability constant of the complex. Okay, now we will see the titration curve for metal EDTA titration. That means here metal solution we are taking the calcium and the titrant, that will be the EDTA. Example for that, 10 ml of a 0.01 molar calcium 2 plus solution, that will be the buffered at pH 10 is titrated with 0.01 molar EDTA solution. Then the calculate values of PCA corresponds to PCA, that is potential of the calcium ion. What is P stand for here? Potential of the ion of the, or here ion will be what? Calcium. So potential of the calcium ion. For that, where this titration curve, for this titration curve, we are following 2 to 4 steps. Start of titration, then after addition of 1 ml of titrant, then at the equivalence point, after the addition of 11 ml of titrant. See, in this example, the titrant solution, that is calcium 2 plus, we are taking into the beaker. Okay, that will be the buffered by adding the pH 10 buffer solution, and in the burette we are going to fill the 0.1 molar EDTA as a titrant solution. Okay, these are the 4 steps. Okay, for this titration we are going to follow now. Okay, with this value we can plot the titration curve. For that purpose, see the KMY, that is the stability constant for calcium Y2 minus. Here calcium will be the metal and Y2 here will be the EDTA. In this case, Y means what? The EDTA, that means whole molecule of the EDTA, they have put here Y only. When calcium form complex with EDTA, it will replace the sodium, and here will be acquired 2 minus charge. That means EDTA, here we are going to taking disodium salt of EDTA. That's why when we replace EDTA from that, sorry, sodium from the EDTA, and the place of the sodium, here calcium will be added. The value of kmy, that is kmy, what km is what, absolute stability constant for this complex is what, the value of that 5, and alpha 4 into 10 raised to 10, and alpha 4 at pH 10 is about 0.35. That means value of the kmy for calcium EDTA complex is 5, and alpha 4 and 10 raised to 10 value is what, 0.35. These two value were required into the calculation that we have in given form. Solution: k dash my is equal to kmy into alpha 4. This k dash my, that will be the absolute formation constant, and kmy is the absolute stability constant. This constant term we are going to learn in later. Into alpha 4, here kmy value will be 5 into 10 raised to 10 into 0.35. Okay, that is alpha 4 value is 0.35 and kmy value will be 5. When we calculate this, we will get 1.8 into 10 raised to 10. This is the value of k dash my, that is absolute formation constant. Now our first step, start of titration. When we start this titration into the conical flask, we are going to take 0.1 10 ml 0.1 molar calcium 2 plus solution, and that will be the buffered by addition of pH 10 buffer solution, and into the burette we are going to fill the 0.01 molar EDTA solution. Okay, now the concentration of the calcium 2 plus ion is what, 0.01 molar. Then PCA, that is potential of the calcium ion, is equal to minus log into the concentration of the calcium 2 plus ion. Okay, the value of calcium 2 plus ion is what, 0.01 molar. Then the PCA is equal to minus log into 0.01. When we take the log of this, we will get the value 2. That is PCA is equal to 2 at the start of titration. Now second step, after addition of 1 ml of titrant, that means from the burette, when we add 1 ml of the EDTA into the calcium 2 plus ion solution, then what is the concentration of what, calcium 2 plus ion. 1 ml of calcium 2 plus ion will react, and the concentration of calcium 2 plus will correspond to 9 into 0.01 upon 11. This is the actually this calculation we have seen in previous chapter also. Then again I repeat. See, all of you know the m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2, this formula, right? In this case, suppose we want to calculate the concentration of calcium 2 plus ion, then m1, that is the concentration of the EDTA, that is 0.01, right? And its volume will be what, 1 ml, right? When we add the what, 1 ml from the burette into the conical flask, at that time total volume will be the what, 11 ml. But the remaining calcium 2 plus ion into the beaker, or we can say conical flask, that will be the 9 ml, because 1 ml will be used to convert, sorry, useful for the formation of calcium EDTA complex. So that will, when we do the cross multiplication of that, that will be the 9 into 0.01 upon 11. When we calculate this one, the value we will get 0.0082 molar of the calcium 2 plus ion, or the concentration of calcium 2 plus ion. Then PCA, that is potential of the calcium ion, is equal to minus log into the concentration of calcium 2 plus ion, that is 0.0082. We will get the value of minus log 0.0082 is 2.09. Now at the equivalence point, when we will get the equivalence point, we have taken 10 ml of the calcium 2 plus ion solution into the conical flask. When we add 10 ml titrant solution from the burette into the conical flask, then we will get the equivalence point, right? So at this point, what will happen? Since total volume is now 20 ml, 10 plus 10, that is 20 ml, the concentration of the complex, that is calcium Y2 minus, will be 0.005 molar, that is 10 into 0.01 upon 20 is equal to 0.005 molar. The concentration of calcium 2 plus ion is equal to Cy. Instead of calcium 2 plus, we will keep Cy. Substituting into this equation, K dash My is equal to concentration of calcium EDTA complex upon concentration of calcium 2 plus ion into Cy. This is the equation which is coming from the absolute formation constant, that is K dash My. Okay, when we put the values into this, at the beginning we have calculated this, the value of 1.8 into 10 raised to 10, that is K dash My, is equal to concentration of EDTA complex, that is 0.005 upon calcium 2 plus square. Why square? Because instead of calcium 2 plus we have kept here Cy. That's why calcium 2 plus, concentration of calcium 2 plus is square in square form, right? When we calculate calcium 2 plus ion, whole term will be to the under root, that is 0.005 upon 1.8 into 10 raised to 10. When we calculate this square root, then we will get the 5.2 into 10 raised to minus 7. That will be the value of the concentration of calcium 2 plus ion. Then PCA is equal to minus log into 5.2 into 10 raised to minus 7. When we calculate that value, we will get the PCA is equal to 6.28. This is the PCA value at the equivalence point of the titration. Now last step, after addition of 11 ml of titrant. Okay, the concentration of EDTA is equal to 1 into 0.01 upon 21. Why 1? Because entire calcium 2 plus ion solution that will be presented to the conical flask, that will be totally consumed for the formation of what? Calcium EDTA complex. Now only EDTA solution will be remaining, that we are adding only 1 ml excess. That's why 1 into 0.01 upon total volume will be what? 21 ml. Okay. When we calculate that, we will get the concentration of EDTA is equal to 4.76 into 10 raised to minus 4 molar. Then Cy 4.76 into 10 raised to minus 4 molar. Then the concentration of calcium Y2 minus is equal to 10 into 0.01 upon 21. Because EDTA form only 10 ml, right? But total volume will be 21 ml. The concentration of that 4.76 into 10 raised to minus 3 molar. Substituting in expression for K dash My, this is the equation that we have seen in above, that is K dash My, that is absolute formation constant, is equal to concentration of calcium EDTA complex upon concentration of calcium 2 plus into Cy. We will get the value 1.8 into 10 raised to 10. So K dash My, the value of what? 1.8 into 10 raised to 10 is equal to 4.76 into 10 raised to minus 3 upon concentration of calcium 2 plus into 4.76 into 10 raised to minus 4. Then the concentration of calcium 2 plus is equal to 5.55 into 10 raised to minus 9. Then PCA is equal to minus log into 5.55 into 10 raised to minus 9. The value of PCA after addition of 11 ml of EDTA from the burette is 8.26. So now we have covered all 4 steps for the titration of calcium EDTA titration or complex symmetric titration. Now we will see the table of the calculated values of PCA and the titration curve. So this is the table, right? And left hand side we have added 0.01 molar EDTA solution. Then and right hand side we will get the PCA values. At the beginning the value will be 2. 1 ml when we add, that will be the 2.09 PCA value. At the 5 ml 2.48. At the equivalence point we have calculate, that is 6.28, and at the 11 ml 8.26 will be the PCA value. And when we calculate the value of 12 ml, the PCA will be 9.56. By using this value we can plot the titration curve. So this is the titration curve. One y-axis, that is PCA value, and on x-axis the volume of 0.01 molar EDTA solution, right? Then we will get such type of the titration curve or the graph of this titration of 0.01 molar calcium 2 plus with or against 0.01 molar EDTA solution. Okay, thank you.